Hello everyone, my name is Bygl and welcome back to another episode here from the Metacraft SMP, episode 16, I think. I might be wrong, maybe it's 15, I don't know, who cares. Welcome to the next episode. Today we are going to be starting a very fun, very big, probably gonna take a long time to do this, but it's still gonna be good in the end, I hope. I mean, how can I tell without actually doing it, right? We are building a game, a proper minigame on the server for the first time here this season. We already tried doing that once, but I opted against finishing the other game, if you guys remember. So we are building a new one here. What is this block? I need it there? No. Okay. Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of redstone involved, a bunch of building, planning, and I'm gonna take you over, guys, the plan here today. And we're gonna be building this together. As you can see, I have started laying out the foundation for this whole build here. it's gonna be a big place. It's gonna take a while to build. Basically, in a nutshell, what we are doing, to explain it in a single sentence, is we are building a PvP character-based arena, kind of like a MOBA, a multiplayer online battle arena type of build. That's what I was inspired by. I wanted to create a PvP arena where you can pick a different class, and depending on which class you picked, you will get different equipment, of course, but you will also be able to interact with the map in different ways. So just to kind of go over the basic 5 classes I created here, well, 4 of them are kind of basic, one of them is a little bit more complicated. Disclaimer, this is very early in development, so it's gonna probably maybe get changed, maybe there's gonna be more classes, maybe even less, we'll see, depending on how this shapes out, but this is kind of the ideal plan that I have. So we're gonna have 5 classes to choose from the get-go: the knight, the warrior, the rogue, the ranger, and the cook. Now the way this is going to work is you are going to be scoring points by collecting certain items. There's gonna be mostly gold, which is gonna be the main currency, and you're gonna be able to go into your castle, which is this building over here. We are in the middle of the Isle of Champignons, by the way. That's where we are currently, the gaming district of the season. And you're gonna have like a big pit in your arena area, right, on your side of the map. And this is where you're gonna throw stuff to score points. The point system I'm still trying to figure out how we're gonna do. I have a couple things in mind on how to do it, and I'm figuring out how to reward player kills, because currently there is no objective that allows you, or there is no advantage other than slowing the enemy down by killing them. Okay, let's quickly go over these 5 so you guys can kind of get an idea about what a certain class is able to do. So we're gonna have the knight. They're gonna get a sword, and I'm still thinking about what they're gonna get as an ability, but currently I'm thinking about them getting a base-wide heal. So this arena, I'm gonna show it to you from the top. This is kind of how it's gonna look, and this line that I'm kind of showing off with the mushroom blocks, the brown mushroom blocks over there as well, that is a line that splits the map in half, so it's going to be mirrored on each side. And the knight ability is basically going to activate a healing beacon very briefly on this side of the map. That might heal the enemies, of course, but that is also going to make it more strategic. You're going to be thinking about when you want to use it. The warriors are going to get an axe and buffing stations. The buffing stations are going to be placed around the arena. This is kind of what they're going to look like. Of course, a little bit more emphasis on decoration once it's going to be done. Currently, I'm just figuring out the layout. I'm not going to be decorating it until I'm, sure that this is set in stone where this is going to be. But you're going to come over here. Each class is going to have a little class-specific token that they're going to be able to throw on this slab, and when that activates, that's going to shoot out a little potion. So each one of these buffing stations is going to have a different potion. This might be like a potion of swiftness that they can get. There's going to be a potion of strength, a potion of something, and yeah, warriors are going to be able to buff themselves with different effects throughout the arena. The rogue is also going to get a sword, or maybe a different weapon. I'm still thinking about that. And they're gonna get shortcuts through the arena. This one's gonna be pretty fun, I think. I'm very excited to see how it goes. In short, what's gonna be happening here is there's gonna be these little shortcuts, and the rogue will be able to throw his little class token item that each class is gonna get over here and pass through, like that. That's gonna save a lot of time. If you were a different class, you wouldn't be able to go to the side of the map this way. You would have to go down these stairs over here, down here, this way, and then go through what we just went through one more time to get to that very same point. So the rogues are gonna have a nice advantage on ambushing players, and they're not expecting to be ambushed. They're going to be able to access different areas way more quickly, and movement is going to be very important for scoring points in this game as well, as there are going to be areas in the map where there's going to be gold being dispensed, and you are going to be trying to get there as quickly as possible, and you're going to be trying to deny the enemy to score points. So being able to be at certain locations at certain times is going to be very powerful. So we're gonna need to figure out how to balance that. But that is going to be the rogue's ability. Then the ranger is gonna get a bow, and they're not really gonna have a very good ability. More of a ability that allows them to basically resupply their arrows at certain points. For example, like this. This is going to be one such point. You're gonna be able to go in, throw your item in, and you're gonna get a bunch of arrows. Definitely not a strong ability, but they are the only ranged character incoming. I think enbentz is like hauling mobs around here. Oh boy, there he is. No way, dude, no way. Oh, in my arena? Come on, man. You lost something. There you go. Yeah, I don't think that's... Let me help you out here. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Incredible. I don't know what this man is doing, but it never bodes well. Never bodes well. Honestly, it might actually just be harmless fun. I don't know. You never know with this guy. So yeah, the ranger ability, not the best, but they do have access to this kind of like window that they can shoot the arrows through. This is going to cover a huge area of the map there. There's not going to be a lot of things to break line of sight for them. So if you're there, you are vulnerable to be attacked by a ranger. Rangers can also shoot through the rogue little window that they have over here. So that's going to be very annoying for all the players, but it is what it is, right? I would say that those are the 4 basic classes. Now the last class that there's going to be is going to be the cook class. This one's going to be a little different. They're going to have a shovel for a weapon. It's kind of supposed to be like a big spoon or something. That's what that is supposed to represent. They will be able to provide food to the rest of the team, which is something that the rest of the characters cannot do. They cannot regenerate health unless they have a knight with the heal there. So they will be able to get food to restore hit points, and cooks will additionally have a little mechanic that will allow them to score extra points, which is going to take a lot of redstone. So I'm gonna probably have to get on that relatively soon. Kind of what I'm imagining is there's gonna be a little kitchen area, maybe around here somewhere in this hallway. We'll figure it out somehow. Maybe there's gonna be another path that branches off here. There's gonna be like a little kitchen. They'll be able to provide a little bit of food to their players through here. And if they do certain recipes, there's gonna be like a different stations that they can get ingredients from. And if they cook a certain thing, then they will be able to make a certain food, and that food will give them a little bit of gold, which they can then take to the higher area over there and score some points. So that is the game plan. That is pretty much everything you need to know to understand what this is all going to look like. Of course, we're going to have multiple levels of an arena. You'll be able to go upstairs, downstairs. There's going to be different shortcuts you will be needing to be able to look after. I might want to do a single shortcut that involves parkour, just for a little bit of a skill thing in movement. So it's not just class-based. You'll be able to save some time also if you're good at parkour. I might do that if I think of a good way to do it. Metacrafters don't really like parkour though, so I might avoid it. And it's going to be mirrored down the middle. There's going to be different locations. This is going to be one of the locations that dispenses gold over here. This is kind of going to be like a courtyard area, sorry. So that is what this is going to be all about. And yeah, now I just need to build it. Lots of redstone, lots of stuff, lots of finicky little detailage. So yeah, I'm gonna probably start with making the actual arena layout. I made a little stone brick wall around here that kind of encompasses the size of the arena that I want to make. And I'm gonna try to make it as traversable and as interesting in terms of lines of sight and traversal as possible. I was about to leave to get some groceries and stuff. But this is pretty entertaining to watch. Is he making a noise machine around me? What is happening? The fact that I'm uploading a video in the background is really messing up the music. It's horrible. Okay, I am back. AFK for a while here. I do wonder how I do have it. I do have sounds off. My volume thing. Let me bring those up. Sure, it's not gonna be horrible. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. It's just... Oh. It's just a little noise machine. Alright friends, this is going to be a slow burn, but I'm gonna try and take you through the majority of the journey here. Currently, I'm working on this little thing. Oh, this mushroom's in the way. Get out of here. I destroyed so many mushrooms on this island already. I might do a little terraforming rebuilding thing after this is done, because I have so many stacks of mushrooms that technically belong to the community that I probably want to return back, you know. So what this is over here is a little respawn chamber room. It works pretty simply. I'm gonna show you kind of the idea behind it. You guys can let me know if it's stupid or not. But the idea is that we have this little chamber over here. The players are going to choose their classes, so there's going to be 5 chambers total for each of the classes, right? You're gonna come in, you're gonna set your spawn like this, and after you set your spawn, all the players are going to die in some killing chamber that we're gonna do, and that's how they're going to respawn in here, and the bed is going to eject them on this spot. We have a little bit of redstone logic below here. This is a RS NOR latch, which basically means that if we press on the pressure plate right now, nothing's gonna happen, right? No matter how many times we press it. And we do have a reset thing here, so we can power this block that's gonna reset the entire thing. So it's going to look kind of like this. This pathway, which is going to lead up to the top, is going to be blocked off. And if the player dies and respawns, they're going to get a couple items, which are going to be the class items that they pick, depending on the class, and this is going to open after a very short delay, kind of just to give the players a little bit of cooldown after dying, and this also allows them to like prepare the items into the correct slots in the hotbar. So I think that's pretty good. There's gonna be an emergency exit up there to get out of the game. That's kind of the redstone logic I made for this as of now. And now I need to repeat this entire build a couple times. I don't have a lot of room for redstone. I made it pretty compact. There's only like two block difference between the rooms, but I think that's enough to work with overall. And after you do respawn, this is where you are going to emerge within the arena. So to prevent people from spawn camping, they are either going to be able to like wait for you down here or down here. But you have 2 options of where you want to go, right? So you can either go this way or this way, and if they want to be at both of the places at the same time, they would have to go all the way around there. So, and you can just do this to quickly switch lanes, right? And run away from them. So no spawn camping, I think that solves that issue. So, the actual respawn system that we have going on, I think that's gonna work just fine. The little issue that I do have is how are we going to tell it that the player has left the spawn room so that we can reactivate it later. I'm kind of working on that right now. And I might have to stagger these because like I either use shulker or not shulkers, skulk sensors to detect the players, or I'll do the simple little like pressure plate like this one. That's gonna be fine, but I don't have enough room in the building to do that. So this one's going to go over here and you're gonna be pointed outside. This one you're gonna come out and you're going to be pointed at a wall. It's a little awkward. It's a little awkward, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. Unless you guys have a better idea, let me know. We are going to be building this kinda together. I know it's probably going to be a little slower. A little slower for modern content, sure. It's not as fast-paced as today's standards would usually want you to be. But hey, we're gonna fill that void, right? We're gonna do this slowly together, step by step. I'm gonna take you guys on a journey, and maybe if I'm good enough at explaining and you guys pay a little attention, maybe we'll both learn something out of this experience. So the respawn rooms are gonna look like this. I think that works. The only thing you're really gonna do in this room is you're gonna emerge from your place. You're gonna press the pressure plate here. You need to force the players to hit it so they can't jump over it, like this. And yeah, you're gonna go into the arena. This is how the finished downstairs area looks, by the way. We are already spending a lot of redstone. In fact, I think this is my entire supply here. Yeah, but it's the same thing repeated 5 times. Well, these repeaters are for the delay on the door, so it doesn't open up instantly, and this is the RS NOR latch, which basically tells the system that it's either the player has respawned recently or they are waiting to be respawned, and this little tower dispenses the necessary items for each of the players. That's the 3-segment thing that we have down here. Now, we need to get a redstone signal pointed into this thing to tell it that the player has entered the arena, so the system can reset and it can give the player its items again. So we need to take a signal which is up there somewhere, yeah, from there all the way down here, around the system somehow, and and without like damaging this, what we have over here already. And I might just have an idea for an obscure redstone mechanic that we could abuse to make this a little more compact, and that is leaf-based redstone. So to do a circuit like this, you get a little sticky piston, which is going to move a log. I don't think it matters which log necessarily. Then you get a little block gap, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 leaves, I think, is the max that you can do with this. And pointing a observer into the leaves like that, that's gonna allow us to read a signal from the leaves auto-magically. I'm gonna explain it in a moment in case you don't know what's happening, but we're just going to point it over here. You can use only one less leaf block than what we are currently using to do this. Oh yeah, you could hear something there. Just to explain what we're actually doing, we are telling this observer that this leaf block is being updated because leaves can track how far away from a log they are at a certain point. So when you change the state of the leaf up there, that leaf is going to have a distance of a single block. You can actually see it on the right hand side, of a single block away from a wood block. And then this one has a distance of 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks, 5 blocks, 6 blocks, 7 blocks. 7 blocks is the max. The game uses that information to get rid of leaves when you get rid of a tree, right? So if a leaf block is 7 blocks away or further from a wood block, it's going to decay, as long as it is not a man-placed leaf block, right? Okay, this is exciting. We managed to make it work using leaf technology. So basically respawn. You can hear the droppers giving us items. There's nothing in the droppers as of yet right now. This opens, so we can go up into the arena. And as you enter it, you're gonna step on this pressure plate. And that's going to do a reset down here. So the next time you die, it releases the items again. The reason we did this in such a way is because in case the player stepped on the pressure plate multiple times, we don't want them getting multiple items, right? And also the little cooldown before they go up. I think that's really good. It gives them time to sort out their inventory, put the weapon and the token in the slots they want them in. And I think it's gonna work. And after that, after we do like a game clock and stuff, this is the exit. Where the exit is going to be, there's gonna be a trapdoor and a ladder. It's not a huge respawn room, but it's gonna be good enough. Aha, we made some good progress on the game today. We honestly just kinda need a name for it now, and we just need to start working on the more complicated stuff, which we're probably gonna do starting next episode. I do have an idea for the title, let me know if this is good or not, but Guild Wars sounds pretty cool to me. It's a little reference to Guild Wars 2, which is a game that I played with enbentz. And it also means that something is covered in gold, and collecting gold is going to be the main objective of the game. So Guild Wars it is for the time being, unless someone has a really good suggestion. We're gonna build something here in the base to end it off here today. Something that we're lacking quite a bit, and honestly the more I work on Guild Wars, the more I realize how many important things we're actually lacking in the base here, just in terms of like basic infrastructure. So what we are going to build here is a little basic smelter design that I came up with back when 1.20 or 1.19 came out, I don't remember. Whichever update had the boats with chests. To make this you just have 8 furnaces with 8 hoppers on the top, and each of these furnaces also gets a hopper on the side, like I'm showing right now. Then you're gonna want a hopper pointing into here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like this, and then another hopper pointing into a wall, not into the other hopper, like this. Drag that around like a so, connect it up in the middle, and then you're gonna want a hopper here and a hopper here. You're gonna take a double chest, place it like this, and all of the hoppers except for the middle ones you're going to cover up with composters, just to reduce lag and to make them unable to collect items from the top, because we don't want them to accidentally get an item. And a block over here, a spruce boat chest like this. And that is pretty much the whole design. Then we just want a couple hoppers to take out the items. I'm probably gonna have them like this, so each of them points like this into a shulker or something that we're gonna put in there, and then one hopper like this. And that is it. It's definitely a hopper hungry design, so only make it if you have an excess amount of iron in your world. But it is pretty compact in terms of size. If you don't have like a big line where you want to put your furnaces, you kind of want to have like a little cube. I think it is a nice alternative. Now personally I am a big fan of using lava as a fuel source, so I'm gonna get a bunch of buckets manually down here. It's a little bit of work every time you want to restock your fuel, not refill your stock, restock your fuel, but otherwise I still think it's pretty worth it. Oh boy. Booyah! And on this side of the server we have Striders on Striders! And now, for example, I want to convert 8 stacks of spruce logs into charcoal for some future fuel, right? I'm gonna click on this with shift, I'm gonna shift click these in, and 8 blocks at a time they're going to be put into the furnaces, so pretty darn quickly, and 8 blocks at a time they are going to be ejected here into the shulker box. So all we need to do now is we just need to give it a little bit of love, right? Try and make it look as cool and nice as possible. I'm imagining kind of like a little shrine structure starting over here. You're gonna go like into a small encased room, and maybe we could even have a little redstone light somewhere that indicates whether there is enough fuel in the system or not. Maybe you're like Vulcan and this is kinda where the light is, I'm imagining. Anyway, here's pretty much the whole thing. Basically copied the same thing we have going on over here. Maybe I'll add a couple details still. I'm still thinking about this general middle area. It's a little boring. I don't know what I would add there though necessarily. But anyway, and this is how it looks. This is the front. The front isn't the best, but that's fine. The inside little room, we do have a couple smokers, a couple blast furnaces if you want to use them. A little lava pool over here in the middle, I think is pretty cool. This redstone light is going to turn off whenever there is a low amount of lava in the system, so that is pretty cool. This is gonna tell us that we need to restock it. This is just a temporary shulker. I'm smelting some stuff already in this thing. Oh my goodness. Maybe I'm smelting it a little too quickly. It's actually backing up, that's how quick it is. Okay, didn't get backed up too bad though, so it's not too bad, not too bad. Now to get up to the second level, we do have a little thingamajig over here. We are using the new wind charges to move around, so we can come here, we can jump down and whoop. Dang it. You know, it's a little bit of practice and a little bit of RNG, but you can absolutely get up here without issue, 90% of the time. And yeah, this is the top room. We have like a little lava shrine, I would call this over here. It kind of looks a little bit like a face. This is supposed to be like that. There we go. All of these are storing a bunch of lava, as you can see, for the furnaces. We have another grey shulker over here for all the used buckets that we can use to store some stuff. We have a little tree growing out of the shrine like this, kind of just to give a little bit of greenery, a little bit of life and character to the build. I think it works pretty nicely. Added some stalactites, kind of just to cover up the ceiling in front of it. And that's pretty much the majority of the stuff that's going to be happening with this build. Indeed, this torch is throwing me out for a loop. I don't want it there. It's going to be a little dark there, but that's fine. This one as well. I want a pure look at this. There we go. So there we go, with the new furnace thingamajig here done, and a brand new big project begun in the gaming district in the Isle of Champignons. We are going to leave today's episode here. For the following few episodes we are probably going to do a repeat of today's one in terms of the layout of the episode, where we begin at the gaming district, working on the game, and then we're gonna return for a last segment here into the base to do a little thing over here, so we don't just focus on a single thing the whole episode. I think that's gonna be okay. And yeah, let me know if you found this interesting. If it's a little too boring, a little too lengthy, then we can cut down on it and we can focus more on the actual progress rather than the explaining of the thought process. But I think it's important to sometimes talk about that type of stuff as well. It's just finding the balance, right? Anyway, that is it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!